see here. All right, we have 4 across 3 rows. I'm going to read them to you, and then we're going to get into the message. Feel free at any point in this reading to drop, I'm hearing a flame emoji in the comments if you want to claim this reading as yours. Feel free to share your story if you want to talk about any messages that you resonate with or any signs and synchronicities. Otherwise, I think we're ready. Y'all ready? Comfortable? Okie dokie. I got my shop tea, so I'm ready to go. First things first, let's all take a deep breath if you are able to do so. And then at the count of 3, I'm going to chime my bell to cleanse and clear the energy. Ready? Deep breath in. And out. 3, 2, 1. Alrighty. So, first card, 4 across, then I'll go to the second row and then the third row. Here we go. First row, Death, Wheel of Fortune, the Empress, the Tower. Second row, Queen of Wands under Death, Ace of Cups under Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Cups under the Empress, and Strength under the Tower. Third row, 7 of Cups under the Queen of Wands under Death, King of Pentacles under Ace of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, Page of Swords under 8 of Cups, the Empress, and King of Cups under Strength and the Tower. For those of you that like to learn or study tarot, that's one reason I like to call out the cards. I also mention any astrological correspondences with the cards, not to talk about specific zodiac signs. Despite me being a professional astrologer, I don't find it useful to call out zodiac signs, but speak on the energies that represents, right? Tarot and astrology are very old esoteric systems, and there are actual astrological and planetary correlations with the cards. Typically, they are traditional astrology, old astrology correlations before we had an expanded system. However, if any of the signs or energies of the cards do ping something for you, it could be a synchronicity, whoever you think about, whatever you think about, when you feel an intuitive hit is what that is, pay attention to it, because it could be relevant. It could be that person, it could be that place, it could be that thing. This is how we tune into our intuition and expand our gifts, which is really just expanding consciousness. Alright, for those of you that prefer channeled messages and my psychic reads into the decks, I do have some channeled specific messages on my Divine With Me playlist and the, channeled messages by me, m.e. I think. Just check out the channel page, go to playlist, you'll see it. Anyways, I'm just rubbing some tarot oil into my hands. Smells amazing. Okay. Let's get into this. Wow, okay. A little bit of interference there, pardon me. Mercury does go retrograde tomorrow, by the way. It starts in Sagittarius, and then it hybrids back into Scorpio the second half of the retrograde. Most Mercury retrogrades are about 3 weeks long, with a 10-day pre- and post-shadow period. Different astrologers acknowledge different shadow phases, periods. For me, it's always been 10 days. But you could go as short as, say, 7. Okay? So Mercury rules communication, it rules travel, it rules moving parts, contracts, all kinds of things. And a lot of people will notice that their words get kind of jumbled up, or there are communication errors or delays. So just keep that in mind. Don't freak out. You can always like set intentions that you'll have a pleasant experience. And for those of you that don't mind leaving an offering, lavender is a simple communication herb that also brings in love. So you could set the intention that this Mercury retrograde, you give and receive loving communication. Okay? Just leave a little tiny dish of lavender on a desk or an altar or in nature, if it's safe to leave it in nature. Lavender is a fairly safe herb everywhere. Of course, don't let your house pets eat it. They don't typically go for it because of the menthol, but just thought I'd say that. I do own an apothecary and I'm an herbalist, so I've been trying to give y'all a little bit more wisdom of all the different parts of the woo-woo I contain. Hey, you know, if you're still hanging out, I mean, this is a hangout, this is a quest, this is a journey, right? Thank you for not skipping ahead. But now I'm ready. I'm ready. All right, here we go. So death is a big change. It's a transformation. It's an end to something huge, right? Wheel of Fortune is all about karmic cycles. It's about, well, huge fortune, being on top after being on the bottom of the wheel and things working out for you in your favor, right? It can also represent soul contracts, especially next to death. Very scorpionic right there. 8th house is coming in. We are in Scorpio season. Again, this is a timeless message, so if it isn't the current astrology for you, perhaps there is a synchronicity in the astrology for you. If you know how to read signs and you're also a psychic, medium, or just have psychic or intuitive gifts, you'll be able to discern that. It's good practice. Anyways, I'm a mystic, so as my tagline says for my shop, from the mundane to the mystical. So there's a huge change. I'm sensing a soul contract. The Empress is one of the highest order cards in the tarot. It represents the ultimate divine feminine. And I've spoken on this before. Divine feminine, divine masculine. Everything in the tarot is energy. Apply it where it fits. So it's an essence, it's an embodiment. So I'm going to use the masculine or feminine pronouns because that's what the cards represent. But I'm very inclusive here, and sometimes I'll say they, them, etc. to create a gender neutral safe zone for everyone. Now, if you just got annoyed by that, just take a deep breath because, you know, we're all different. And I'm here to support others, not put them down. All right. Thank you so much. So the Empress is the ultimate divine feminine. She's very much a part of her environment, which is very beautiful, very stable, very creative, nurturing. She is, in a lot of ways, the divine mother. The Tower is another scorpionic card, okay? The Tower is a huge, sudden shift, a change, something unexpected coming in, a shock. It could be the end of one way of being in life to another, okay? Very much transformation, just like death. So under death here we have the Queen of Wands. This reading kind of feels more like a lesson for tarot enthusiasts so far, but you know, it's a little rocky, but once I get into the message, we'll be smooth sailing. Smooth sailing, soothsaying, interesting spirit. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Queen of Wands is the baddest queen in the tarot, the most attractive queen, the magic maker. She's very charming, very magnetic, represents the fire signs. Next to the Ace of Cups, this is a divine blessing of love. It could be self-love. It could be a new bountiful creative project. It could be a strong friendship. It could be a new family member. It could be something you are seeking or possibly receiving, but either way, this is a huge blessing from Spirit. This is a gift, whatever this is, okay? Now, Eight of Cups talks about walking away from something, and I believe it was in the last reading that I was talking about this card where usually it's somebody walking away from something. But in this card, it's somebody sitting, looking at the long journey ahead, looking at how far they have to go, and are taking a rest. So to me, that could also be like planning. And because the moon is so big here in this card, and the cups also represent water in the tarot, which is associations with the moon. And again, the moon is in Cancer right now. I feel like this is about receiving intuitive knowledge on how to keep going on the journey and to not look back. And this is next to the Strength card underneath the Tower, right? So to me, this feels like this journey forward, it takes a lot of courage. These energies I'm reading on right now have the potential to transform and get through anything. Resiliency is coming through very strong. You've also been through something that made you very strong, which means something really broke you down. Something really, really challenged you, and it took a lot of strength. For some of you, I'm picking up a side message that some of you are kind of taking a pause because you're afraid that more things are going to challenge you, that you're tired of the journey. You don't want to have to be strong anymore. And this being under the Empress in the Tower, I'm sensing that there's this desire, and this could be part of the karmic change, to be a more receptive energy, who isn't challenged so much, who yes can, who is strong, who can get through any challenge. But you just need to take a moment for some self-care, which Ace of Cups can also represent. Perhaps Spirit is going to be giving some of you a break here soon, where you can really rejuvenate. That's what I'm hearing. Now, under the Queen of Wands, we have this Seven of Cups, and that's under death. So I'm hearing imposter syndrome. Some of you are having a sense of imposter syndrome. And for those of you that don't know what that is, it's where you pretty much tell yourself that you aren't actually who you are. You're not actually able to do what you are doing, or you convince yourself that you're not actually the one that succeeded in something. You give other people your credit. But with the Seven of Cups, it very much represents illusions. Perhaps it could also represent for you, some of you, faking it till you make it. For others of you, I'm sensing, and I pick up on multiple energies in the collective, because this is a genuine collective reading. I'm not doing a personal reading and calling it a collective like this is actually collective, okay? So I'm sensing 10 to 12 different groups or energies that I'm tapping into. And as the reading ebbs and flows, different energies will come in and different energies will leave. So there will be more side personal messages throughout the journey for particular groups. So if it isn't your turn yet, but you're here, there is a message for you. You can save this to your watch later, tune into it in pieces, or you can check out the shorter form later. Felt like that was necessary to interject, but let's get back to the reading. Thank you so much for your patience. Seven of Cups being illusions, and the Queen of Wands and death. So this other group I'm sensing, that's 3 groups now at least, for this part. Some of you are being told by Spirit to stop pretending to be someone you are not, to cast illusions. It's time for that to change with death with Queen of Wands underneath that, Seven of Cups. Now, next to that, we have the King of Pentacles underneath Ace of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. Now this this can mean multiple things. What I'm sensing here, whatever this change that created this new soul contract or this new karmic cycle or this good fortune that you're coming into or that you are currently in or you have had, I tap into multiple timelines, past, present, and future. You'll know which timeline it is for you. And a timeline is an experience. It's like a stopgap. It's a phase. It's certain energy we exist in our sense of reality. So if something sounds like something you've been through, that's a past timeline. If it's something you're going through, that's a current timeline. If it's something you're hoping to achieve or you're setting intentions for, that's a future timeline. Makes sense? It can be different for different people. So I hope that helps you understand essentially what time traveling actually is. All right, cool. King of Pentacles under the Ace of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, so whatever this fortune is, it's due to this self-care practices. For some of you, you have really focused on taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself, and that's put you into this very stable position. For some of you, you're very wealthy, and that could be of spirit or in the material, right? So King of Pentacles is the most stable, accomplished, financially well off, or material well off, or spiritually well off masculine energy in the tarot. For some of you, this change and putting down illusions, for some of you, others of you, it's becoming this Queen of Wands energy as well. Very much attractive and stable, free of illusions here. That could be the Death card. As you came out of illusions, perhaps things you told yourself that no longer resonate. And this could have been part of your self-care practice for some of you. King of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, the Empress. All these court cards could represent people in your life or different aspects of yourself. Could also represent a partnership in some way. If they're the same element, they're most likely a divine pair that's a match. And the Empress and the Emperor are the ultimate, highest caliber, divine, masculine and feminine that you can reach, other than, of course, the spiritual levels above that, okay? There is a hierarchy in tarot that you learn when you actually study the cards. So, Page of Swords under the Eight of Cups, the Empress, that very much goes with the vibe I was thinking. This Eight of Cups represents somebody who's kind of sitting, taking a pause. It's this divine feminine energy that you're sitting in. And again, you could identify as a man and be in your Empress energy. You could be highly receptive, creative, nurturing, and just all about receiving the pleasures of life, right? And if you're divine, you're not karmic and you're not toxic. So let's clarify. I don't tap into lower level energies that are not productive to your story. I'm not one of those readers. The only reason I ever talk about karmic or lower level energies is because it's a warning from spirit and they feel like whoever needs to receive that message will, okay? All right, just for clarification. This could also represent studying how to become a divine feminine. Perhaps some of you are at an important age arc where you're no longer a maiden and you're coming into motherhood, or you are in motherhood, you're going into crone. And again, this could be father, it could be son, father, grandfather, it could be any arc you want to put in a, we'll call it a triage. That was strange. Triage. Interesting. Some of you are mending something within yourself in order to go beyond, to morph into these different energies when you need to call upon crone wisdom when you need some guidance from a higher power, to call upon mother wisdom when you need to be more nurturing to others and yourself, to call upon maiden energy when you're looking for more inspiration, more youth, more revitalization, right? And again, put that in masculine. Choose to if you'd like. So some of you have been studying these different phases of life, or looking back on your life, or looking ahead. Some of you are looking to be way ahead than you're ready for. Just keep in mind that, I'm going to say it's going to be annoying, but it's about the journey, not the destination, and this is a tarot quest. So we're going to talk about journeys, right? Cool. All right, so moving on, next to that is the King of Cups, underneath Strength and the Tower. For some of you, that this is about a huge transformation that has made you very strong. It's also made you very emotionally intelligent. It's made you very wise. When to pick your battles, but it's like being intellectual but also having the biggest heart. And King of Cups is a very reserved, emotional water energy, right? And again, these could represent people. So I do see a lot of Scorpio and water energy on the table. I see a lot of fiery energy. Those are the primaries so far. So water is emotive, fire is passion and spirit. All right, let's pull some more cards and get more into this message. Feel free to drop in the comments which group you resonate with if you feel like sharing more. All right, Spirit, tell us more about... I'm going to leave it open. What do you want to tell us, Spirit? Let's go. Four of Swords, and it landed on the Eight of Cups, which is perfect because we were talking about taking a rest, right? Four of Swords is about healing, it's about rejuvenating, it's about stopping and thinking, meditating. It can also be about setting intentions, making sure you are clear on your plans. That could be one reason you had to pause and think about where you've been and where you want to go. That could also be why you're paying attention while you're studying something. What are we studying here, Spirit? The Eight of Wands. For some of you, it's how to take action when you feel inspired. For others of you, it's on possibly how you have communicated too quickly in the past, maybe jumped the gun, so to speak. Because this card is about that. It's also about travel. Moving forward on something, could represent relocation for some of you. Perhaps some of you are planning on maybe studying different areas with the Page of Swords here and the Eight of Wands on top of that. Or you're in the middle of a relocation and you don't know where to go, and perhaps you don't want to make a hasty decision for some of you. Pull the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, that's making a decision. That's weighing the pros and cons. Having more than one option. For some of you, you're looking very closely at one potential, and the other one is kind of, you know what it is, but you're not sure if it's something you really want. Just pull Justice on top of that. Fairness, equality, a series, change, interesting. I don't know why I said a serious change. That was Spirit. It's because that's not typically what justice, except for unless some kind of judgment is being passed and you're waiting for that in order to receive. It's funny, we have all the major Scorpio cards here except for Judgment. Perhaps some of you are waiting for justice on a situation, and that's what you're paying so close attention to.